Hey everyone, it's Ashley and I'm back with another video, and this time I wanted to do a requested tutorial. And Mia from the channel Queen Bee617 requested a demonstration of basically the look I was wearing in one of my earlier videos, which is kind of like a red smoky eye with a red lip. And I just wanted to recreate that for you guys so that you can, if you can play with it and try it out for yourself. And I think it's a really great, kind of fall winter transition look. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and show you guys. So I went ahead and already put my foundation on. I'm using the CoverGirl Clean Oil Control Foundation. I have oily skin, so I find this works really well. And I also did my eyebrows, and for my eyebrows I used the e.l.f. Little Black Beauty Book in the Warm Edition, and I used this color here, which is, you can see the one I've hit pan on, so I use that one. So now that this base is done, I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of it. The one thing I would definitely suggest is for this look, you're going to want some strong eyebrows, just because you're going to wear a lot of strong colors on your eyes and also on your mouth. So you want to kind of have, some framework to balance it out. So definitely make sure your eyebrows are filled in. So what I used to create this tutorial is actually the little e.l.f. beauty book here in the Warm Edition. I found this for $4 at Marshall's, so definitely a great bargain. And I will show you the other side because this is the side I actually used to create it. So before I get started with this, I'm going to go ahead and put some eye primer on. I am currently using the e.l.f. eyelid primer, and that's what it looks like. And I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so that way you can kind of see what I'm doing here a little bit better. I find it's easier to watch tutorials if I can actually see the person's eyes, close up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the primer here. And I really like this primer. I find that it does a great job. Okay, now that my primer is on, I'm going to take this reddish shade here. And this one particularly is a very strong reddish brown. And this is my first time actually, playing with the shade. The look that I created the other day was just me trying to experiment. And I'm going to use the e.l.f. Brush here. And this is the eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to put this on my lids. I find this is a bit of an intense eye color to use. I don't play with reds too often, but I think it definitely makes an impact. And you're going to want to layer the inner section of the eye more, from about this side over, more than you would the rest of it. And for this, I'm actually going to take it above and into the crease a little bit too, because I'm going to blend it. So for the next step, what I'm going to do is take my smaller brush, and this is the EcoTools highlight brush that I'm using. And I'm going to take this brownish color here. That one right there. It has a little bit of shimmer, but not much. It's almost a matte. And I'm going to create kind of a V shape along here. And I'm actually going to blend this inwards just a little bit, about 25% of the way in, just to create kind of a darker, smokier look. And you will get fallout with this. A tip that I recommend is something I learned from Lisa Bruce, which is to put powder underneath your eyes before you start working on your eyes, and that way you get a nice base to work with to get rid of all the extra fallout. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is actually take my highlight color, and I'm going to use one of these smaller blending brushes from e.l.f. And I'm just going to go ahead and put on the highlight color. The highlight color I'm using is this really lovely kind of golden sandy beige color here. I'm just going to add that in. I find this one is a staple in a lot of my looks, that color particularly. And I'm going to take this down all the way into the corner here and a little bit underneath. So the next step that I'm going to do is actually take my EcoTools blending brush, and I really love this one. I feel like this is an awesome blending brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and just start blending this in a little bit. So it gives you that kind of really pretty kind of blend in here. And then you're going to have to also use your powder brush when you're done and just sweep away the extra that's underneath your eye. I'm actually going to blend in with a clean blending brush. I'm going to blend in this section here. So for the eyeshadow, you could leave it at that step. Something else that I was thinking about as an addition is you could take this lighter shade here, which is that color, and you could put it in the first section of the eye with just a smaller brush here. So you just kind of put it towards the front so you get a little bit more highlight, just a little bit more highlight difference on this one. So like right there. And then you have a lighter color reddish and then more brown to the outside. It just gives you a little bit more pop. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, so both eyes are done, and the next step is to do a liquid liner, and I'm using the e.l.f. liquid liner. And this one actually has what I feel is a really nice brush. It took me a little while to get used to it, but I like how it works now. So I'm just going to go ahead and line it, and my trick for lining is basically to make shorter strokes and then kind of connect them together. You can do it in one motion, but sometimes that's more difficult. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started on this one. So after you get the first line across, I actually made this a little bit bolder of an eye look as far as the liner. So what I did is right around this point, I started thickening the line and then made it thicker towards the edge. So I'll go ahead and start doing this. And then when you're going to do the end part of your wing, just a tip that I use, because I have kind of a heavier eyelid and like a little bit droopierness there, I basically make sure to drag the eyeliner up towards at an angle, and it kind of lifts up your eyes. It gives you a little bit more alertness looking to your eyes. So just, you know, if you have problems with, you know, your eyeliner making you look a little tired, it's definitely something that helps. So I'm just going up at an angle there. And then I'm making kind of like a little elongated triangle. And then blending it in. So there's the liner on that one. Okay, so the next step after you finish the eyes is to start working on the cheeks. So I'm actually using the Profusion palette that's $5. It's a zebra one from Dollar General. And I really love this palette, particularly the blushes too. So I'm going to be using this really pigmented looking pink one here. And because it's such a strong look, I'm going to try to, you know, add a little bit of color to my cheeks and make it look more flushed. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. blush brush and add this in. And I'm just trying to balance this out as far as color in my face. Okay, so the next step is to take the e.l.f. contouring bronzer here, and that's the color that it looks like. And I'm just going to add this right underneath my cheekbones. Okay, so that part's done. So the next step is to apply the Wet n Wild color Urban Nights. And this is just a really lovely, rich kind of red color. I would definitely recommend using a lip liner if you have one, just to make sure that it doesn't bleed outwards. Okay, so that's the finished color there. And the last step that I'm going to do is actually to put some powder on my face, and I'm using the e.l.f. complexion brush. And I'm also using the e.l.f. pressed powder, and this one is in the acne fighting control version. And I usually just go over my T-zone area just to, you know, set it and make it look more matte. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I'll zoom you guys in just a smidgen closer so you can see. Okay, so that's how it turned out, finished look. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!